I love this confrontational feeling building up both of the foes. They're using the characters' emotions and spreading them out across the entire scene, represented by the music, the visuals. What a metaphor for their history and their story. Today we're breaking down the cinematic language of Diablo IV, Inarius Vs Lillith. This video was chosen by our Dragoon tier member, Thomas Toft. If you want to choose a video for me to react to, click that join button, become a Dragoon. Lore Masters, join me in battle once again. I'll need your help for this one. This title is certainly foreboding. Striking image to start with, walking across magma. There's a religiosity to this. Ritualistic vocals, but it's like a there's a respect in the vocals in the chorus to me, which is interesting. And just like this, we get this feeling of daybreak. And the lighting is completely changing the mood as it washes over these soldiers. I love it. A very holy feeling here. Is this our Inarius character? I know who Lilith is because I watched the intro. We did that video. And man, he's up for a tough fight from what I've seen. There's this anticipatory feeling. And there it is. Everything breaks loose.
In his holy name.
I love how this character's just out in the front, doesn't seem worried, and then you have the shield behind her. It's like, who is this person? Very powerful presence. Great shot to show off the set piece. I really like this. Wow! And there it is. The build up to that moment was palpable. The faith, the prayer, ducking under the spears as they come. What a concept. And this is their #1 player up here. There she is. There she is. He's engaging the enemy. And the music just feels like a march right now. Look at how powerful Inarius is. I love this confrontational feeling building up both of the foes behind their armies, and he strikes. And you see that loyalty that the soldier takes to strike for her. Wow, brutal. Oh, brutal. Fighting like a Balrog here. I like how this is a subjective feeling to the fight. It feels like I'm struggling to fight this creature, and now we have peace for a moment. If that was just a soldier, oh boy. And I like how Lilith here, she's beckoning. She's saying, come on, let's go. I'm right here, you want to fight? And that's terrifying in itself. I like how there's these sort of tendrils that reach out with this character. These wings.
Remember them, Inarius? The whispers of the damned.
I love the voice.
Will not save you. Show yourself.
I love the casual.
So, the soldier returned.
Oh, that's cool. What a shot.
Such purpose.
Playing with shadows and shape.
Afflicted soul I left behind.
Sculpting the character with light.
Deceived me.
We have a muted sound design now, showing the just destruction of battle. Hope fading.
Inarius.
I don't feel safe now as him.
After.
The mood is changing.
My rightful place is in the heavens.
Is that why you seek to destroy all that we create.
So they have a history.
Sanctuary is an abomination.
Oh! She cut his spear with
I made it right
their son.
to satisfy the heavens.
Oh no. There's a level of drama here. Humanity.
Did they rejoice?
They had a son. He destroyed the son.
No. They do not want you.
Ooh. You can feel his expression even though you can't see his face. Wow, what a scene. What a scene. Ramping up the drama. What? Oh, they got range. They one-shot that guy. That is, what an image, man. What a visual. Decreeing in the midst of utter chaos. And what happened
It is
here?
done.
He thinks he won?
It all ends with you.
You think you won? And you can feel the pain in his voice.
No.
No.
We made a choice. And that they can never forgive. No matter what
What
you
a
tell
shot.
yourself or who you sacrifice.
She's not going to go down so easily, will she?
Silence is their judgment.
Oh no. This doesn't feel like a victory.
But I set things right. What more would you have me do?
He's just despairing. He did the unthinkable, but for no reward.
Tell me!
Are those statues actually them? The heavens?
Do not speak to you
They represent?
anymore.
Heavens, protect me!
No. You belong in hell.
The sound design. Visceral sound design. And that cracking of his being goes all the way down. They're using the characters' emotions and spreading them out across the entire scene. Represented by the music, the visuals, the special effect of it, and that brutal sound design. Overrun. And the music is just terrifying, and she's unharmed. She's too strong for that, right? That was unbelievable. What a scene. So I really, really like this. We're going to break down the scene in great detail. Yeah, masterfully done. It feels like this is, you know, a sort of semi-climactic or midpoint of a film, right? And I say that as a compliment. It feels like I've just turned on TV and I caught like a film halfway through and was like, oh, what's this? Whoa, who's this? They got a history. Okay, what did I miss here? What's the story? And I think it's really cool to have that feeling where you get dropped into the story and it's functioning in that manner. And it was designed and it was storyboarded with those strengths in mind. The technicality of it is super impressive. We're going to break down a lot of the shots and the sort of the like mini scenes that are happening, set pieces inside the scene. If you're enjoying our time together, make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Hop into our Discord if you want to join, play with us, talk with us. It's a lot of fun. So make sure to do that. Oh, and of course, if you want to choose a video for me to react to, click the join button, become a member. En medias res, as we say. It means dropped into the middle of the scene. And we start here with just this like very chthonic imagery of the magma. And then this, which is like a, you know, it's a visceral feeling you can feel. Oh yeah, your feet just melting away. And what does that express? What is the scene expressing? It's expressing extreme. It's expressing absolute faith, right? Absolute dedication to the point where I don't feel I don't care about my feet melting off because I have a higher purpose, because I know that I'm protected, right? And that's going to play into the entire scene. We have the thematic elements of believing in faith. We've established that thematic element right off the bat. In the beginning of the video, first image, this will not only apply to this specific character, but to Inarius in his battle with Lilith. We've set it in motion right there. We've expressed it in motion, and it's beautifully done. Yeah. Also, purity. Yeah, for sure. Purity. So yeah, then I like, there's this feeling here of overwhelming holiness and faith, as in this person's piousness. This person's faith and religiosity is being rewarded with this light, which is flooding into heck itself. And you can see Inarius up here, sort of the paragon of all those things. But it's cool because we have that set piece being represented by the enemies, the magma, everything being offset and sort of fought against by that light. I don't know if this is a spell in the game, lore masters. Feel free to fill me in. Pretty much snapped his fingers and sent out these like very powerful magic. I really like that. And then we get the reaction shot here, which is cool because we're seeing a lot of like inhuman elements. We're seeing a lot of big sort of grand armies and everything. I like that we bring it back here. We tether it to a character who's not in a helmet. And Inarius, you never even see his face, which is cool. I'll talk more about that later. There's a little bit of the feeling of the Mandalorian where he's acting through body language, but I really like this.
May we fight true in his holy name.
And then what I like here is it, in again, a very human way, a very sort of tangible, visceral way, relatable way. It's like, okay, there's an army of monsters rushing at her, right? I love this establishing shot. We move out to see the depth of what's below them, and it's just this like abstract image.
Blessed be the light.
Now, this shot is really powerful. Again, starts to get visceral, starts to get relatable. It's like, wait. Not only do I know what it might feel like to walk on, magma, I assume it would hurt very much, so we can all kind of relate there. But this, it's like, she's outside the shield. These guys are in full armor. These guys are the best warriors we got on the front lanes. She's out there? She's out there? Terrifying, right? I love this shot. Beautiful, beautiful silhouette of the character set against that very background, the cinders floating in the air and stuff. Just a lot of nice details that pop out. And the lighting, again, we have this bright white light, heavenly light coming down versus the red hopelessness. And again, right into the last second, because you're asking yourself now, we're building the tension. How are you going to survive this? Right? How are you going to? There's literally no way, unless she's a magic user. And I was wrong. She was not a magic user. She just bows down and says, now. And that was just, it was a great example of how to build up tension. We have the shot, slow progression of the enemy coming at here for several shots, in fact. And then we have this is like, they're so close, they could literally throw something and hit her. What's going to happen? She's 100% invested in her faith. Exactly. And then look at this. We have this shot of the enemy jumping right here, which is really cool. We go to the next shot, and we have this moving in from the perspective of the enemy. Again, she has to be hit. What is she going to do? Is she sacrificing herself? What's happening here? And then she ducks down. It's like she's just going to dodge them? No. She allows the spears to come out and blast them. It is so good. It is so good, right? Incredible. I thought that was a great choice because we're right into the last second. It's like, what is she going to do? I have no idea. And if you notice, we're almost 2 minutes into the video. So they took their time to really build up that scene. And look at this, just abstract imagery. Geometric shapes cresting across the image. Shields. Awesome. And I like how you can actually see the length of these lances, right? Like probably a little bit long to actually work with any sort of like fourth generation with that many people. But I like how it makes sense and they're showing how that might function in a really cool way in a very phalanx formation, a Greek formation. That's awesome to see that. And the interesting thing is, this is actually how the Spartans would have fought. Not how you would see in the 300 movie, which is pretty much nothing accurate about that. But I love that. And then we just got a really good shot here. This looks like a painting, right? This looks like a painting. It's a fantastic image. Look at the composition. You have the light on this side cresting across the image as it fades into the reds. And you have this character bowing down, hands up to the heavens in complete faith, an enemy being destroyed, the bodies slewn on the floor. It's like there's a whole story here, right? And it's like, what is happening to this character? So I love it. You could frame it. It's a great painting. Great, great composition. And then awesome transition here. We don't talk about it enough, is establishing space as you switch subjects. Very difficult to do, and for it to make sense when there's thousands, literally thousands of characters on the screen. How do you do it? Well, we have a sort of improvised reverse over the shoulder here. The character bows down, and we have a rack focus up to Inarius, and I don't know this character's name. If some of the lore masters want to chime in, if this character does have a name. But we bow down, we do a rack focus up into Inarius to sort of remind people where he is in the space related to the battle. It's very, very difficult, and it takes a lot of skill to do this. We talked a lot about that, kind of setting the blocking of everybody and having it make sense in the Battle for Azeroth cutscene, like the big war. It was done very well there as well. And I assume this is directed by the same team. But I love it. Now we're kind of getting character moments. This is from literally his perspective. You can see the camera is very high up in the air. He's above everybody. So I like that. And there it is. He first spots his target, his enemy. I love that too. Again, the colors back and forth. We have him coming down. What I like about this is we're building up this character. With the title of the video, we're building up their confrontation the entire time. So we have this. He seems incredibly powerful. He literally lands among the enemy. Doesn't even care about it. Cracks the ground as he lands. Unconcerned. And the sort of lack of expression, because you don't see his face. And I like that. He actually goes through an enemy with the lance, and then he gets stuck in another one. Sacrifices himself for their leader. Shows a sort of different faith in this army, which is terrifying, right? Brutal. The fact that it takes this much to kill one of these guys, too, is insane, right? Yeah, and like I said before, well choreographed. And not just the movements of it. It was a cool choice to kind of make that frantic right there. Little bit of camera movement. I like how they lingered there at the subject, at the feet, and then we cut up as he pulls out the lance. Let the camera rest for a second. It was very busy a second ago. That was good. Good pacing. And then we have a little bit of quietude here. And this is actually instantly where I started to get a feeling of tension because, listen. She goes into this place, which automatically feels like a bad choice. We have that open battlefield. I can see my enemy. I can see what I'm up against. All of a sudden we come in here. Number one, this is her house, right? This is where home base advantage, so to speak. But also, it looks like a labyrinth. It looks like it's hard to see. The music starts to tell us this. Starts to give us hints. But it's like, it's okay. He gives off a lot of light. He'll be all right.
Do you remember them?
Again, beautiful shot, beautiful composition. In this case, we have this humongous tendrils of the wings of light down here in this beautiful, beautiful S line coming over to the character. Great composition. Lots of contrast right here, which draws your eye to the focal point.
Inarius.
And I love that we have elements in the foreground here as well, which, if you can't see it in the background, gives you a little bit more of a hint, like, oh, these are beings on the wall.
The whispers of the damned.
Words will not save you.
I like how there we actually linger. You can see this is moving.
Show yourself.
So, the soldier returned.
I like this. And now what's interesting is right here, for me, I don't know the game. I don't know these characters that well, in fact, at all for Inarius. So the soldier returns instantly made me ask, whoa, what's the history here? There is a history. It's not just, oh, I'm hunting like the enemy commander. And that makes this very drama-filled.
And with such...
That was a great shot of the shadow.
No longer the conflicted soul I left behind.
You deceived me.
But yeah, this is where the battle starts to take a turn. We have that muted sound design, pulling it down a little bit. Feels almost like you're in a trance, and we just see that shot of, oh no, this huge thing rising up, implying that you're getting overrun. What's up, Knight? How you doing?
Inarius, what are you truly after?
My rightful place is in the heavens.
It's interesting he says that, which means he's trying to get back in there,
Is
possibly.
that why you seek to destroy all that we created?
Sanctuary is an abomination.
I want to go back and look at this.
Sanctuary is an abomination.
Really, really cool what happens there, and it also shows
Is an abomination.
how strong is she. I like that. I like that you see it and you see this swooping motion of the wing cutting. It's like, what the heck are those wings made out of? A really, really cool shot. And then we pull up to see the kind of context. Okay, the spear was destroyed. My goodness gracious.
And our son.
Now, this is a great shot. What I love about it is we go from this like super confrontational like to this super intimate. And I also love that we come here. Look at the posture. Nobody's attacking right now. They've just stopped because she has to say.
And our son.
And I love that we linger here. It's an extreme close-up. We punch in, pretty much as close as you can go if you still want to see the whole face. And look at that. There is a lot of vulnerability here. Not what you would expect from this absolute monster, right? Who's leading hordes of monsters against the people. Super interesting, right?
Right.
And then you see
To satisfy the heavens.
her reaction to that. Just the slightest sort of pain in her jaw sets in the eyes. She kind of gives up hope on her son. And that was really well done. And all of a sudden it's, oh no, these two had a history, right? So look at this. We go from the wide shot here
And our
to
son.
an extreme close-up, and it's,
I made it right.
you realize there's a history here between these
Satisfy
characters.
the heavens.
It's not just enemies fighting. This goes deeper than that. And I think it's mind-blowing how they emphasize that history.
They rejoice.
Now this, I need help with the from the lore masters. What's going on with these figures on the walls?
They do not want you.
And then she allows it. That's what scared me. She allows this to happen. And here, what's interesting is we now have this last moment of hope. These guys are just lighting him up. They force him to bow down. And then they stab him with like 90 lances in the chest. Amazing.
See now the work of your blade!
This shot really stood out to me. This shot really saw the tortured souls of the damned. Okay, so they're in heck. It's the tortured souls. Got it. This shot, man, incredible. Like, it's just, I gotta go back to the first frame of it. There's catapults of fire, essentially meteors raining down in the background. It is an apocalyptic imagery. It's crazy. And again, same as before where she was kneeling down and the spears are going over her. It's just like, what is this image? What is this story? And it's very powerful, showing just this sort of paragon of faith. I think it's awesome. Yeah. Insanity. Now we cut back to this. It's like, okay, we might have victory. We brought down the big Balrog looking guy, and now what I like here is we go intimate again. He's crying.
It all ends.
He's upset.
You.
No.
And then
We made a choice. And that they can never forgive.
look at this confrontational shot.
You
You can feel the connection between the characters,
You
which was sadly split apart by their environment, by the world they live in. And this horrible fate that they've been forced to endure. They've been through so much together. It's like, what's going to happen to them now?
Right.
The build-up is crazy.
What more would you have me do?
And turning your back was a mistake.
Tell me. Please.
Just despair, asking anything. So brutal.
Do not speak to you anymore.
Brutal.
Protect me.
And it's such an impressive visual effect. It's kind of like the light is almost like reaching out and searching out for a way to survive and everything. It's horrifying.
Anymore.
And look at how they do this. Look at how the wings...
Any.
So it's actually an illusion. It's meant to look like his wings of light, but it's actually her sort of like bat wings reflected in the light of his light. So isn't that such a cool metaphor for what's happening here, right? Look at this.
Do not speak to you anymore.
It's like, what a metaphor for their history and their story. Her wings reflected in his fading light of heaven. Like, wow. And it's just a visceral feeling. What's up, Aaliyah? How you doing? Yeah, fantastic performances. Fantastic performances. But yeah, what a metaphor. And what a way to sort of end their characters. The little that I know about them makes perfect sense. And you can see they're starting to falter. They're starting to falter. Don't run. What I really like is that character's last moment is just fight, have faith. Like, doesn't actually get shaken. It's telling the other people, like, have faith, you weaklings. Essentially, that's crazy. It's the queen. Yes, the queen is here. It's Aaliyah. And then this just horrifying imagery is like subsumed into heck and just becomes. And what I like is, again, perspective from the character who has now fallen before her. But here we have earlier this really go back before she was vulnerable. It's the last vestige of the connection she had to this person, to the love that she felt for this person, perhaps. And now she's looking down at him. Is it disgust? Is it pity? Maybe a little bit of both. But I'll tell you what it is. It's dismissal. He walks away as he's just consumed, becomes, you know, one of the other tortured souls there. Battle ready faith. Yeah, listen, in Elden Ring, let me put it to you in Elden Ring terms, okay? You might say she maxed out her faith stat. All right, so the stats are 0 strength, 99 faith, maybe a little bit of arcane, certainly some intelligence, but yeah, no strength, no dexterity, just faith. Maybe a little bit of disappointment too. A little bit of sort of like, what a shame it had to work out like this. I wonder if in some sad way, she was like, oh, maybe he would join me or something. I mean, he joined her in a certain way of speaking, but really powerful stuff. I'm super impressed with it. I want to go back to this shot. A couple of the shots here. I'm going to call out my favorite shots now. This one is one of them. Love it. It's a beautiful image. You have this just like painting silhouette of the character carved out. I also really like, is it here? I believe it's here. Yeah, this shot is like a painting. It's fantastically done. Just absolutely lovely. And you have the light on this side. You have the sort of like lava and magma on this side. The spears, she's just kneeling in front of the spears, hands to the heavens. Like, powerful image. I'm telling you, it's just, there's so much storytelling in this image. So many questions being asked. It's awesome. So that's two of my favorite shots. Somebody said Inarius touching down right here. I assume you're talking about this one where he comes down. Yeah, that's a great shot. What I like about it is they build up this character as a hero, right? He's very heroic. He's very powerful. He has no problem destroying these creatures, and they show as much. But it is, in fact, his emotions that destroy him, right? He didn't keep cutting down his enemy and stuff. He kind of just gave up and got emotional and said it's done when it was not done. But she definitely bet on that happening, right? Yeah, the giant demon getting destroyed by like 20 spirit. There's so many good shots. And of course, this shot, which is very close to the one you just mentioned, I believe it is right here. Yeah, it's apocalyptic. she's up here. There's meteors raining down, and she's just like, yes, as the armies march past her. So it's insanity. It's absolute madness. Really, really impressive shot. And then I'm going to call it out too. Oh, I already missed it. My other favorite was this extreme close-up. Just because it took me by surprise. It looks like, oh, this is just like pretty much warlords fighting to the death, right? This is what I get here. And then all of a sudden, right here. What happened to our son? Right? Mind blown. Like, they have a son? Oh, no. Right? It becomes a totally different conversation at that point. The mood shifts. And look at her expression. Right? All of a sudden, she's not like, oh, I'm crafty, deceiving, gonna lure you in here and hide and then fake you out and kill you. No.
I made it right.
This is a mother who's...
to satisfy the heavens.
Just realizes her son died. Wow, that really got me. I was super impressed by that. Just sort of the spin on the whole scene. And if you notice, he stopped attacking her. He could be hacking her to pieces at this point. Her back is turned to him. And then it's, oh no, this is the connection they still share. Neither of them are trying to kill each other at this point, man. He probably had a very half-effort stab. She cut his spear, and now they're talking. It's like, what a tragic situation, right?
No.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely my favorite shot. It just hits like a ton of bricks. And going to the extreme close-up of this character, who again is like kind of deceiving monster, to see this very vulnerable expression. It's like, whoa, that was really surprising. Yeah. Very, very cool. And then you guys talked about this shot right here, right? Boom. What an image. It's heroic. It's victorious. It certainly evokes the Balrog, in the Lord of the Rings Legendarium. The flame and the wings and everything. It's fantastic with this huge sword. And then what I love is this tiny figure right here is Prava. She standing against immeasurably, unimaginably terrifying demon is just, I believe, therefore you die. I'm not in danger. Prava, who walked through magma, melting her feet, doesn't even care. Like, that's crazy. That's really crazy. So yeah, I love it. Really good shots in there. Really good shot selections. This has been requested. Yeah, this has been requested for a very long time. So I'm happy we got to do it. But, wow. What an image. And it's 8 minutes. Like I said, I feel like I turned on TV, came into the middle of a movie, and I'm like, whoa, okay, I missed some context. They had a kid. This is insane. Really, really well done. And it makes me wish it was just a full movie I could watch. So great work. Shout out to the team who worked on it. And I'm excited to see what happens next. Maybe we'll do a Diablo sort of thing. Oh, question for the lore masters. How many cinematics like this do we have in Diablo 4? Make sure to subscribe if you haven't here on YouTube. We'd love to have you. Hop in our Discord if you want to play World of Warcraft with the community or other games. That's the place to do it. We have a guild called the Philidari in Warcraft if you want to join up. It's a lot of fun. Really, really welcoming community if you're looking for people to play games with. Beyond that, make sure to check out my new couples channel with my girlfriend Aaliyah. We are uploading a lot of funny Elden Ring videos and just other stuff, our travels and vlogs, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you. And for the YouTube crowd in the recorded video, goodbye.